You wake up at 6 a.m. and you have $1 billion. Not invested, not in assets, not tied up in equity positions or real estate or a business valuation. $1 billion in liquid cash sitting in an account with your name on it, and a single condition attached to it that was explained to you last night by an attorney whose expression suggested they had delivered this news before and found the reactions consistently interesting. You have 24 hours to spend it, all of it. Every dollar must be committed, purchased, donated, transferred, contracted, or otherwise legally and irrevocably deployed before 6 a.m. tomorrow morning. Any amount remaining at the deadline returns to the estate that generated it, and you receive nothing. The attorney hands you a phone with a single contact saved in it, labeled concierge. Tells you that the concierge can facilitate any legal transaction in any jurisdiction within the time frame. Tells you that legal is the only constraint. Then leaves. You sit in your hotel room for approximately 4 minutes, doing nothing. Then you pick up the phone. The first hour, the trap. The first instinct is to buy things. This is the trap. The trap is that $1 billion sounds like an amount of money that buying things will solve. It does not. The human brain is not calibrated for $1 billion. It is calibrated for thousands and tens of thousands and occasionally hundreds of thousands. $1 billion is 1,000 millions. It is a number that the ordinary framework of consumer spending cannot process correctly. And the evidence of this is that if you spend the first hour buying things, watches, cars, clothes, jewelry, electronics, you will look up at 7 a.m. and discover that you have spent approximately $3 million. $3 million in an hour feels like an extraordinary amount of money. It is 0.3% of what you need to spend. At that rate, you will be buying things for 14 days before you run out of money. You have 23 hours. The things approach fails not because the things are not expensive. It fails because the number of available expensive things that can be purchased and delivered and legally transferred within 24 hours is not as large as $1 billion requires. You need a different approach. The real estate play, hours 2 through 6. Real estate is where serious money moves. You call the concierge. You explain that you need to purchase significant real estate within the next 6 hours. The concierge, whose calm is the specific calm of someone who has been briefed on exactly this scenario, begins making calls. By 8 a.m., you have purchased a portfolio of commercial real estate across 3 American cities. Office buildings, retail centers, mixed-use developments whose owners were willing to transact quickly in exchange for a modest premium over current valuation. The transactions are structured as cash purchases, no financing, no mortgage, no contingencies, which compresses the normal timeline of a real estate transaction from months to hours. By noon, you have deployed approximately $250 million in real estate. Buildings in your name, deeds being transferred, title companies working on emergency timelines because the premium you are paying for speed makes the urgency worth their while. $250 million. You have spent a quarter of the money in 6 hours. You have $750 million left and 18 hours to deploy it. The real estate approach works, but it has a ceiling. The universe of sellers willing to transact in cash within 24 hours at prices that are real rather than exploitative is not unlimited. You have found most of them. You need other categories. The art and collectibles window, hours 6 through 8. Major auction houses have emergency private sale capabilities that most people never know exist. When a buyer with verified liquid capital contacts them requesting private placements of significant works, they can move faster than their public auction schedule suggests. By 2 p.m., you have acquired a collection of significant artworks through private sale arrangements that the concierge negotiated simultaneously across 3 major auction houses. The works range from established blue-chip painters to sculptures to rare historical artifacts whose provenance is documented and whose ownership transfer is legally clean. The total committed across the art and collectibles category is approximately $75 million. The works will be stored, insured, and documented. The purchases are irrevocably committed, even if the physical delivery extends beyond the 24-hour window. You are at $325 million spent, $675 million remaining, 16 hours left. The philanthropy window, hours 8 through 14. Here is where the billion gets interesting. Because the limitation on buying things and acquiring assets is fundamentally the limitation of what is available for sale and what can be transacted quickly. But philanthropy does not have the same constraint. You can commit money to institutions that already exist and are already capable of absorbing it. You call the concierge and ask for a list of the largest and most operationally capable charitable institutions in the world.
The ones with the infrastructure to receive and deploy significant capital immediately, and whose gift acceptance processes can be completed within 24 hours. By 4 p.m., you have committed $50 million to a medical research foundation, whose endowment makes the gift an addition to an existing operation, rather than the creation of something new from scratch. By 6 p.m., another $40 million has gone to a university endowment. The university's gift officers, reached by the concierge on an emergency basis, process the commitment with the specific efficiency of an institution that has received large gifts before and understands exactly what the documentation requires. By 8 p.m., you have committed another $30 million across a portfolio of smaller organizations, environmental, educational, humanitarian, whose gift acceptance processes are simple enough to complete in hours rather than weeks. The philanthropy window is not limited by availability. It is limited by your own decision-making speed and the time it takes to identify institutions whose operational capacity matches the scale of what you are giving. By 10 p.m., you have committed approximately $250 million through charitable channels. You are at $575 million, $425 million remaining, 8 hours left.
The equity play, hours 14 through 18. You call the concierge and ask a question that the concierge has clearly been anticipating. Can you buy publicly traded stock in the next 8 hours in amounts large enough to matter? Yes, with conditions. The condition is disclosure. Any purchase of more than 5% of a public company's outstanding shares triggers SEC reporting requirements. Purchases of large blocks of stock in a single session move prices significantly, which means the later purchases in a large block cost more than the earlier ones. And the universe of companies whose total market capitalization is large enough that buying a significant block does not immediately trigger regulatory scrutiny is limited. You buy large positions in several publicly traded companies across different sectors. The purchases are made through the concierge's institutional trading relationships, which provide access to block trading mechanisms that minimize but do not eliminate market impact. The positions are established. The purchases are irrevocable. The SEC filings will follow. By midnight, you have committed approximately $150 million through public equity purchases. The positions are real. The shares are being settled. The money is spent in every meaningful sense. You are at $725 million, $275 million remaining, 6 hours left.
The infrastructure commitment, hours 18 through 22. Infrastructure is where governments and sovereign wealth funds deploy capital. It is also where private capital can make commitments that are irrevocable and immediately binding even if the actual construction or development extends over years. You call the concierge and ask about infrastructure commitments. The concierge, whose preparedness at this point feels less like human response and more like a system that was designed for exactly this situation, has options. Private infrastructure funds that are currently raising capital can accept large commitments with immediate binding subscription agreements. The commitment is irrevocable from the moment the subscription documents are signed. The capital calls, the actual transfer of money, will happen over months as the fund deploys, but the legal commitment of the full amount is made today. By 3 a.m., you have committed $200 million across 3 infrastructure funds, whose underlying investments span renewable energy, transportation, and digital infrastructure. The subscription agreements are signed. The commitments are irrevocable. The money is spent. You are at $925 million, $75 million remaining, 3 hours left.
The final hours, hours 22 through 24. $75 million and 3 hours. This is where the final creativity is required. You have already bought real estate, art, equities, and committed to infrastructure funds and philanthropy. The remaining $75 million needs categories that are both legally available within the time frame and sufficiently scalable to absorb the amount. You buy agricultural land. A significant portfolio of farmland across the American Midwest, an asset class that is liquid enough to transact quickly, documented thoroughly, and whose ownership transfer can be completed with the same emergency title company relationships that processed the earlier real estate purchases. By 4 a.m., $40 million of the remaining $75 has been committed to agricultural land. You make a final large philanthropic commitment. $30 million to a hospital foundation whose gift acceptance team has been on standby since 10 p.m. because the concierge briefed them at hour 8 that a significant commitment was possible. By 4:45 a.m., you have spent $990 million across 7 categories. $10 million remains, 75 minutes until the deadline. You ask the concierge for options for the final $10 million. The concierge suggests a performing arts center that has been fundraising for a new building for 11 years and is $12 million short of its campaign goal. You commit $10 million.
The gift acceptance is completed in 40 minutes. The campaign is now $2 million short of its goal, close enough that the announcement of your gift will likely trigger the remaining $2 million from other donors. At 5:45 a.m., you put down the phone. $1 billion, spent in 23 hours and 45 minutes. What the exercise reveals. Here is what spending $1 billion in 24 hours teaches you that no other exercise could. Scale is not what you think it is. The first instinct, buying things, fails not because expensive things do not exist, but because the market for legally transferable expensive things that can be acquired in 24 hours is smaller than $1 billion requires. Real wealth at the scale of $1 billion cannot be deployed through consumer channels. It requires institutional channels, real estate, equity markets, philanthropy, infrastructure, facile infrastructure that most people never interact with directly. Speed costs money. Every premium you paid for emergency service, for sellers willing to transact quickly, for institutions willing to process gifts outside their normal timelines, all of that was real money. Urgency is expensive at every scale. At the scale of $1 billion, it is extraordinarily expensive. Relationships are the infrastructure of capital deployment. The concierge, the network of relationships that could activate real estate sellers, auction houses, institutional trading desks, gift acceptance officers, and infrastructure fund managers simultaneously across 23 hours was more valuable than the $1 billion itself. Without the network, the $1 billion sits in an account until the deadline passes. With the network, it moves. And the last thing, the most important thing. $1 billion spent in 24 hours feels nothing like what you expected it to feel like. Not because the things acquired are not real or the commitments are not significant, but because the scale of the number and the speed of the deployment compress something that should take a lifetime of decisions into a single frantic day. And the result feels less like wealth and more like a logistics problem that you happen to solve before the clock ran out. Wealth is not the event of having money. It is the practice of deploying it across time with intention. The 24 hours taught you that in a way that nothing else could have. If this video made you think differently about what money actually is and how it actually works, subscribe to Cody Finance. New videos every week.